I'm Johnny from Expert Boxing. Right now I'm going to do a review of the Sabas boxing gloves. So if you guys haven't heard of Sabas, who are they? It's a company that got started maybe 2-3 years ago. They're in California. I think it's somebody who's selling what is supposed to be Mexican gloves, handmade in Mexico, copying like the best features from the top gloves like Grant or Winning, and that he's selling them super high quality gloves with like customization features and all that for a very low and affordable price. They used to be $99, now the pricing on them has gone up to like $120, $130, $150, $160. You know, they've been very popular. You know, some people really like to use them. You know, I heard great things about them before. You know, like 2 years ago, I had a lot of friends that I trust that, you know, they know their stuff and they like their gear. They ordered some of their custom gear. They liked it. And I gave them high marks in my review, even though I hadn't actually tried them. But, you know, at some point, not long after the review, like, I heard other people, you know, going like, hey, they're not good, they're a piece of crap, this and that. And I ordered a pair for myself just to see, and this pair is already like a year old. It's more than a year old already. Maybe even a year and a half old. Now, I can tell you, no matter what they say, these are not real Mexican gloves. It's not made in Mexico. It doesn't smell like it's made in Mexico. It doesn't look like it's made in Mexico. If you own Mexican gloves, which I do, I have a pair of Rio Casanovas. I have a pair of TM, the Torres Medina. Maybe you guys have heard of this guy. Okay, I have a real pair of Gil. Gil is a guy who used to work for the original Zeppo company. And I have a couple more. They're just laying out here. I'm just too lazy to reach down and get them for you. I can tell you, like, there's nothing that these Sabas gloves says that they're made in Mexico. They're not Mexican made. You know, all these other ones, they have Hecho en Mexico. By the way, Casanova has been rebranded to Nick Cali Boxing. That's a long story. I'll cover it later. Sabas doesn't even have the Hecho en Mexico sign. The shape of the gloves, you know, they're shaped like Pakistan gloves. They didn't even have the rolled piping at the time. They had like this regular piping. It's like vinyl. It's like plastic. It tears very quickly. Because of my review that came out, they now started putting rolled piping in there. But like I said, nothing about the gloves feels Mexican made. The quality, you know, they have the plastic in here that's bubbling. I don't know if you can see the bubbling issue. I have the bubbling issue. From what I've been told, another glove maker told me that they put a little sheet of plastic on the foam to slide it into the glove easier, right? To take less time wiggling it into the glove. And then they leave that plastic in there, and it's like a little plastic bag in there, and it bubbles up, and then it doesn't look good. It looks lumpy, even though it doesn't actually affect the performance or anything. Now the leather, I can tell you, is very cheap leather. It's a typical cheap Pakistan leather. You know, if I show you certain parts on the camera, or if you come in person, you know, hey, come visit me, guys. You can see how it would tear very easily, and there's pictures of a lot of people online with torn gloves. Now some people say that Sabas, if you order the custom gloves, maybe those are higher quality, maybe those are actually made by Mexican manufacturers. But I can tell you their stock gloves is definitely not. There's nothing in it. All the padding, nothing in it feels Mexican. It doesn't even have the same stiffness. It doesn't have the same stiffness as a typical Mexican glove. Mexican gloves, they all have like a stiffer latex foam or something, you know? And then the inside, the way they line their gloves, it's a little more rough, it's a little more rugged. The lining that they use, the way they pad the wrist right here, the smell, the chemical, because of the way they paint it, the way they process the leather, you know, and then the feel, the shape of it, you can see it. I mean, like I said, I don't know, like many Mexican gloves, so I know. You know, the stitching, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of like imperfections, like nostalgic imperfection that give it away. But this feels like a toy. It feels like injection molded foam. I bought, and this is a Supersoft model, in case you're wondering. I bought the Supersoft model because it was supposed to be close to Winning. I can tell you, I have a pair of Winning gloves. They don't look nothing like Winning gloves. Nothing at all. Okay, the shape is different. You can see the review on my website. I did a full-blown write-up on this. And the protection, last but not least, the protection is terrible. You punch right through it, man. It's not at all like Winning's. It's nothing comparable. You can't. If you want a better Winning clone, the ring-to-cage gloves, the C17s are better. So that's all I gotta say about this. It's just very cheap all the way around. I don't think it's worth more than like 60 bucks. I wouldn't use it even if it was free. And I personally don't like the gear, but hey, if tomorrow changes and they make better gear, I'll come right back and say, hey, They've got new gear. The new gear is great. I hope you found this review useful. I'm Johnny from Expert Boxing. If you like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also check out my website, expertboxing.com. Thanks for watching.